What's up, guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs. I'm back with another new figure review. Today I'm going to be talking about the Gears of War 3 Toys R Us exclusive 2-pack. If you bought the game at Toys R Us, you got this 2-pack for free. That's why I got it, I'll be honest. I was going to wait to get just the single carded figures, but since it was free with the game, I figured I could always just sell a spare copy of the game and keep the free figures. So there you have it, and now you get to see the review for them. I'm going to start off by talking about Marcus. We also have the Grub drone, but let's talk about Marcus first. The first thing you'll probably notice is he has the Retro Lancer, which is just really brilliantly detailed and painted. Looks like it came right out of the game. Could be a real gun if it wasn't so small. It just looks absolutely awesome. It's got the full trigger guard and everything. Excellent detail. The bayonet's got some blood on it, so does the barrel of the gun. Just very nice. Got the peg hole so you can put it in his back. And I left the peg in there so you can see. Just goes right there. His finger actually holds the trigger perfectly, not like the old Gears figures. I sold all of those, so I can't compare them, unfortunately. But these, look at that, the hand holds it absolutely perfectly. Can't complain there. So the accessory is very nice. It also comes with a fiery skinned hammer burst. Pretty sure, yeah, this is the V2 hammer burst. I don't think there's the V1 that's going to come out with these figures at all since it's not in the game. But here's the fire hammer burst. As far as him holding it, very nice. Just like the other gun. Works perfectly. I think these fire guns are goofy looking though, so I probably won't ever display them with it. I won't use those skins in the game. It's silly, but it does come with it. Here's the regular Lancer that has the fire skin on it. Not quite as perfect of a fit, but you can still get it around his finger, so no complaints again really there. It's got the little fold-out handle so that you can use the chainsaw. Same exact mold and gun as before, just a new repaint. Get that out of there. I want to talk about the articulation on this guy. Completely new figure for Marcus, which is the reason I'm going to get this new line after I sold all my old ones. The old ones were basically articulated statues where you couldn't really use the articulation. They fixed a lot of that with the newer cog bodies, but still they were just kind of lacking. Not anymore. These figures have an incredible amount of articulation. The head is on a ball joint, so any motion you want, you've got it. Shoulders are very similar to the Street Fighter figures. They've got the inside-out articulation. Then they have a ball joint, and the bicep can swivel on that ball joint as well. It's really tight though, and you'll probably have to use some hot water to pop it loose and then put it back on. These parts of the chest, the shoulder, will pop out if you heat it, but they go right back in as well. He's got a double jointed elbow, but it's so bulky in the way they cut it, it almost might as well just be single jointed. You can't really get more than 90 degrees out of it, and that's even after I trimmed away the bicep just a little bit there. It could be a little better. They could have figured out a way to get that to rotate or fold a little better, but it's still good. The hand has a rotation. It's just like the Street Fighter figures from NECA. It's got the full rotation, and then it has this also. So you can get him pretty close to holding his gun the way you want him to. I wish the arm kind of tucked in a little better so that he didn't have to hold it way out in front of his chest. But it's close enough to where you won't really complain, especially compared to the old figures. You can pose him plenty now. He's got plenty of torso articulation. It's on a rotation there. And then the upper torso is also on it's a little loose on mine, but it is there. He's got a nice ab crunch. The armor is all rubber. Almost everything on this figure is the vinyl plastic. So it doesn't hinder the articulation at all, and it still has great detail. Let me zoom in on the face before I move on to the rest of the body. The little do-rag bandana is textured. Everything is textured, to be honest. It's just absolutely great. The detail in the tattoo. There you go. The armor looks all nice and beat up, and there's a nice patina on it. Looks like it came out of a war. Looks awesome. The detail on the bandages and the shirt, just everything looks like it came right out of the game. Let's move on now. I'll leave it zoomed in so you can see. The belt now is almost completely free floating. It's connected a little bit in the front and a little bit in the back, but every other part is just completely loose, so it doesn't get in the way of the articulation at all. It's got the canteen right there, a lot of nice detail. The belt buckle looks like the cog with the little skull on it. They've got the same hips basically as the NECA Street Fighter figures. If I didn't know better, I'd say it was just a modified piece, but it's different enough. I think it's completely new. But anyway, it works just like it, in and out there, forward, back. It has the rotation in there, and the inside part is textured as well, so that's really great. Pants are textured all over. There's a little bit of gloss on the leather pouch there, make it look different, not like the beat up cloth of the pants. It's got the knee articulation where it tucks in the back so that you've got nice, almost 90 degrees. It's probably like a 65 degree angle there, but still plenty. And then it rotates also at the lower part of the knee. The foot, I should say the leg armor is all soft rubber at the bottom, so it doesn't really get in the way of the articulation too much. And if you can see in there, hopefully you can, the foot's got a lot of motion forward and backward. The armor does block it a little bit, but what can you do? It also has toe articulation, so you've got that. The only problem is when you do that, his feet almost disappear inside his leg armor, so it looks kind of weird. They've got the real stubby feet like the game, but when you do that, it looks even stubbier. And of course, he's got the ankle rockers that allow his feet to go side to side. So he's just got a ton of articulation, which is much improved over the old Gears figures. That's why I'm really looking forward to picking this line up again. And especially when you consider they're only $15, which is the same price as the DCUC figures or the Marvel Legends. These Gears figures make those look goofy, and I'm a big fan of those. The articulation and the detail, the paint, everything's just incredible on these, and those almost have none of any of it. Well, they have the articulation, but no paint and no textures. So there you go. Let me have him hold that just so you can kind of see. The handle for the bayonet gets in the way of his hand, unfortunately. I'm not sure if it's like that in the game. I didn't look that close, but he can hold the gun, and you can pose him fairly well due to the new articulation. So there's Marcus Fenix, the new version. A lot of the people are going to really like this once they get it. I passed on it when I first saw it, but like I said, when I saw it was free, I realized I should get it obviously for free, and now I wish I would have just bought it when I saw it and got one to customize, because it's just such a nice figure. Very cool looking figure. So there's Marcus. Let me move on to the drone, Locust drone. This is the same. Oh, there goes my light. This is the same as the Series 4 drone, except he's got a new head sculpt. Very cool looking head sculpt. I like it a lot. The only problem is it's not on a ball joint, so it just has the regular swivel. It does have the ball jointed shoulders and the bicep joint and then the elbow joint, but they're kind of forward on the figure. As you can see, the back comes around a lot more, so it kind of limits the articulation a lot. And then the wrist is only on a swivel as well. A lot of nice detail on this guy. Still a nice paint app, just really limited in the articulation. The torso does have some articulation in it, but if you can see, it's kind of like he's got a bent torso already. I don't know why they did that. If they're going to give him articulation, why didn't they just let you decide how you wanted him to look instead of have it like that? So it's just like he's pretty much posed how they want him no matter what. The hips have just an old school swivel on them, so that kind of is really no good. And then the knees just have kind of this ball joint that doesn't allow for very much range of motion. The same thing with the feet. It's there, but you can't get a whole lot out of it, and it's kind of ugly looking, in my opinion. So that's kind of the quick rundown of this guy. I don't really want to spend too much time since he's basically just a repaint. He's got the bolt-hock pistol, goes in the holster, just not very well, unfortunately. That's about as far as it goes in. And then, like I said, he's got the hammer burst. Unfortunately, mine is missing the little barrel thing, so I got to try to call NECA and get one of those, get a replacement. Or if anybody out there that's watching this has a spare one of these from the first or second Gears of War figures, and you could sell me one or send me one, I'd really appreciate it, so I can fill this gun in so it doesn't look stupid like that. But he does come with that gun, and he can hold it fairly well. This arm lines up nicely to hold the gun, but this hand is just too narrow. You can't really get him to hold it, so it's just kind of like that, unfortunately. and it's the same for the other two guns. He can hold the Lancer pretty well, actually. But like I said, this gun looks silly, so I'm not going to use it. I don't really care about this figure. It was just a bonus coming with Marcus. I just wanted the new Marcus. So that's the Toys R Us Gears of War 2-pack. I do recommend you pick it up, or at least buy the Marcus figure when the single-carded ones come out. He's definitely worth it. The drone's just kind of a bonus if you're going to get the Toys R Us one. So there you have it. Thanks for watching. Keep an eye out for more reviews and more custom figures. And in the meantime, keep collecting.